What is going on, everyone? Platinum B is coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking about the upcoming 2021 Peace and Morgan silver dollars that the US Mint should be releasing this year. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so it's news that the US Mint is supposed to be releasing the 2021 Peace Dollar and the 2021 Morgan Silver Dollar. Now, I want to talk about this topic because I find it somewhat interesting. So from all the news outlets and everyone who's been talking about these coins coming out, they've been talking about the US Mint potentially charging a very high amount of money for these commemorative Centennial silver dollars. Now, these dollars are going to be minted with a 2021 year date. Now, from what I understand, there's a potential for them to mint different mint marks on the dollars. So we could end up with a Philadelphia, a Denver, and a San Francisco, or something like that, or a West Point. We could end up with a West Point, maybe not Denver. Probably Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point are going to be the mint marks. Now, they could throw us a curveball and do something crazy like Carson City or Denver or New Orleans or something of that nature. But I want to talk specifically about these dollars coming out because there's some key points I want to just kind of advise you all on in regards to whether or not you're deciding to pick them up or not. Now, 2021 is the 100-year anniversary from the point at which they kind of switched over from minting silver dollars in the Morgan design to the Peace design. Now, I do not have a 1921 Peace dollar, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I do have a 1921 Morgan dollar. But one thing I want to talk about with these dollars coming out soon, relatively soon, is the price and things of that nature. So I've talked quite a bit about collectible coins on my channel, and I've talked about my thoughts and theories and ideas behind collectible coins. You all know that I have slabbed coins and things of that nature. But what I want to talk specifically about these Morgan and Peace dollars coming out is premiums. So if the US Mint decides to charge an astronomical premium for these 2021 Centennial dollars, I might suggest taking a look at the overall price that they placed on the dollars, as well as the secondhand market. It may be an extremely limited mintage coin, and so you might have to pick it up on a secondhand market. And the secondhand market is going to purge the prices like no other. This is a highly collectible piece of silver, and so they know a lot of people are going to want the 2021 Centennial version. So they're going to charge astronomical premiums if the mintage is low enough. If the mintage is high enough, you may be able to get one at cost. It all kind of varies. But one thing I want to kind of advise you all on is if the price ends up being astronomical, whether that is from the US Mint or that is from secondhand dealers, one thing that I've mentioned on this channel that I like to do when I am buying collectible stuff that is more so collectible than it is stacking bullion weight is I like to look at what nobody is looking at because everyone is distracted by something else. So I purchased the V75 American Silver Eagle. I sold it for $500 almost as soon as I got it. I then went and purchased the Enhanced Reverse Proof from 2019 from the from the, I believe it was West Point Mint. It was part of the Pride of Two Nations series. No one was caring about that coin at the time, and so I got it for what I would consider a reasonable premium. And you can still get that coin for a reasonable premium, but I think it will become more and more collectible over time. So let's say these coins end up being $200 a piece. Now that would be astronomically high. But if they do, what I might suggest doing instead of buying those at the time is holding off on those until the hype dies down. Give it a year or two, and the hype will die down and the premiums will go down because no one will care about it anymore after 2 years. We see this time and time again with limited mintage collectible pieces that the US Mint releases. When people quit caring about it, the price goes down on the secondhand market and you can pick it up for a reasonable price. So if the coins end up being very expensive right out the gate, whether from the US Mint or from secondhand dealers, instead of investing your money into those coins right when they come out, maybe think about picking up some actual collectible silver dollars from the days of past. And what I mean by that, I mean, look at Carson City Morgan dollars, for instance. Those go from anywhere from like 150 to 250 to crazy numbers, but you can get a Carson City for a couple $100. In my opinion, buying a Carson City for a couple $100 today is better than buying a brand new 2021 Centennial dollar for a couple $100 today. Why? Because in my opinion, next year, the hype will die down and the price on the 2021s will go down, but the Carson City will either hold the same or go up. Think of it like this. If you bought a Carson City Morgan silver dollar in mint state condition for a couple $100 today, and 50 years from now, I know not everyone has 50 years left. I mean, I hope everyone has 50 years left, but I do realize I have some older viewers who might not have quite that long left. But if you were to buy an old silver dollar like a Carson City or a low mintage Morgan or piece for the same price as a brand new piece or Morgan, in the future, that old Morgan or piece, it just simply will have to be worth more than the Centennial dollar. If you take a look at the gold Centennial coins, the gold Centennial coins that came out in 2016, the Mercury dime, the Standing Liberty quarter, and the Walker half dollar, you can get them not for spot, but not for that much over spot. You can probably find the dime for around $300. You could find the quarter for around $600-700, and you can find the half dollar for around $1,100. That's a little bit of premium, but that is a collectible piece. But that's not really that high a premium considering the collectability of those pieces. Now, I think that kind of will hold the same with the Morgan and the piece. Now, the Morgan and the piece are more collectible than Standing Liberty quarters and things like that. But in my opinion, it's just like any other US Mint release, so to speak, in that the hype will be exponential out the gate. It'll die off after a year or two, and then it'll slowly increase over time. It's like when they switched to the Morgan, from the Morgan to the piece dollar, I'm sure everyone started hoarding these because they're like, oh, they're not making the Morgan anymore. Let me just save them all. And then the piece was like, I can just go to the bank and get a piece because they're still making them, but they're not making the Morgan anymore, so I'm going to hoard them. Same thing happened with pre-33 gold. And pre-33 gold, once it was taken out of circulation, it's not like it just shot up in value immediately. But look at it now. If you buy a $20 gold piece, a St. Gaudens or a Liberty or something, it's going to be like $2,000. And that's something you have to kind of think about. Now that's tied more to spot price rather than collectible price. But I bet a low mintage silver dollar or gold dollar or gold piece, even if it was low mintage back then, it still was not worth that much more than its gold value. But today it would be. Take, for instance, a Charlotte Mint Gold Liberty or a Dahlonega Mint Gold Liberty. Those coins go for much higher prices than their actual gold value. Why? They are collectible. Same thing with the Morgans, same thing with the pieces. They typically go above their bullion value. Now, if you find coal versions, obviously it's going to be close to bullion value. But if you find a mint state, it's going to be above it. And that's because they're not making them anymore, those specific dollars, right? They only made so many, and they're not making any more. And as time goes on, they become harder and harder to find because collectors hoard them, and more people are born, the population increases. You got to kind of put all these things together, right? The population of the earth today is, I don't know, maybe 3-4 billion people. When I am an old man, maybe it's double that. Maybe it's 8 billion people. And so that means the amount of coin collectors has doubled. But what hasn't doubled is the Carson City Morgan dollars and, a 1921 piece dollar. It hasn't doubled because it never will double, because they only made so many and they're not making any more. And even if they did, it would just be considered a restrike. It would not be considered an original coin. So that's something I want to kind of advise you all on when you are thinking about picking up these new dollars. I know they are hot. I know they are cool. I will probably end up picking up one myself if the price is reasonable. I will probably ultimately end up picking up one at some point anyways, regardless of the price, but I'll probably wait till the hype dies down if it is too difficult to find one at release. But yeah, guys, that's just my opinion and my take on the upcoming 2021 Peace and Morgan dollars. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Are you going to pick it up? Are you a day one pickup, don't care about the price? Are you going to wait and see? Are you going to just kind of forget about it and pick it up when no one cares about it like I do? That's the way I like to stack collectible stuff. Let me know your thoughts, though. I want to know it in the comment section below. And with all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see you.